the synchronicities have not been a coincidence. I feel like this might have been cycling for a few years, but you've been shown a lot of synchronicities. I'm not sure you've realized it, because whoever this is that I'm reading for, it feels like you've been distracted with the heart space, actually. So it's kind of like the synchronicities were to do with your path of purpose, which is where you were meant to be focused on first, but you are allowing yourself to be focused and zoning more on the heart. I just got a blocked throat, and I actually think that perhaps whoever this is for, it might not be what they want to hear. So it'll only be for whoever's ready to hear it, truly. You can save it, and, you know, when you're ready, listen to it, maybe. It's up to you. 6 of Cups, okay? So that is to do with reminiscing. It's like the emotions, your emotional landscape hasn't been as focused on the future as it has, is almost like a melancholy of the past, okay? So I'm not even hearing, like, you know, the positive emotion of the past, positive memories. It's actually just almost like melancholy. It's really... Okay, who's this message for? What is this message? Yeah, it's like you've been guided to take actions forward, moving forwards, but it's just that, you know, I don't know, I think your heart's just been in longing mode. It's not easy to, you know, move away from that, really. Judgment, yeah, Ace of Cups. I think that perhaps you actually know this when you're listening to this and ready to hear it. I think that there's an awakening, and I think maybe in the past you actually experienced the awakening of the heart space, and that was why you were finding it hard to kind of not just release and move forwards. You know, when you release and move forwards, it's not always about letting go of I suppose I don't want to say person, because I don't want you to hold on to anyone, but also it's not about just, you know, cutting off and everything. It's truly about going within and asking yourself, where within you does it feel that grief and that you know, that anguish is coming from, because that's to do with something deeper than just someone else. It's something else within you, a void maybe that's asking to be fulfilled by you, maybe a conversation left unspoken, you know, things like that. Allow yourself to find your expression, to pour that back into you as well, things like that. Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, stable, nice, good. So I feel like there's going to be this I'm almost hearing like a moment of an epiphany, and you're really going to, and maybe you have been grounding actually with this Queen of Pentacles. You've been grounding these emotions, you know, you're ready for something stable, something new, moving forwards. But it's so important to remember that you don't want to be repeating the past cycles, right? But also, you know, if you're focused and you're so zoned in on love, just wanting that, then you really need to ask yourself, what's happening at other parts of your life? Because if those all are fulfilled, then fair enough, you know, you want to go in this direction. But more often than not, especially with this energy here, that 6 of Cups, you know, the longing and yearning of the past, there's other cups here that are not fulfilled. Yeah, which is why this energy is coming through of your path of purpose is kind of the synchronicities that they're trying to give you and send to you. Okay, trying to awaken you with. Yeah, 9 of Wands, 4 of Wands at the bottom of the deck, 9 of Wands, wow. This is about digging up the dirt. That's what I'm hearing. Digging up the dirt so you can really plant the seeds on fresh, fertile soil. Yeah. 10 of Cups. Oh, look at that. That is your happily ever after. Directing your energy wisely, okay? 6 of Pentacles. Balance, equal, harmony, you know, in terms of what you're going to be putting out there and receiving as well, allowing your healthy boundaries to determine as well what that is. Okay, let's get some confirmation for the 6 of Cups here. 6, 9 and 3, 6 could be important for you, maybe ages or just numbers. 5 of Pentacles, yeah, again, that's the yearning of the past, being left out in the cold. Maybe you, again, that left out a conversation unspoken came through for a reason. So maybe it was this energy of, you know, you'd made the effort to want to have that conversation and you didn't have it. Hanged man, you were waiting for it, you were on pause, you wanted closure, you know, or you just wanted to express yourself, or you wanted that from somebody else. But there's definitely that energy of just, you know, that ghosted energy, or maybe just felt rejected, you know. Yeah, just really left in longing, truly. that has been in your heart space for a while. Okay. 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 That might have been too many cards, but when I saw them, they've come out for a reason like this, especially with the Eight of Wands at the bottom. So we've got 3 cards here. We've got the Lovers, Gemini energies, King of Wands, fire signs, 2 of Cups, water emotion, okay? So that's come out with the Page of Wands. So this is that action towards taking that decision to follow the heart, yes. Conversations, heart-to-heart conversations. Someone wants to take the lead. They want to have the courage to move forward, to make that first move, if you will. I don't know if first move is appropriate, because I feel like actually it's the move that needs to happen next, because there's been other things that haven't been like come full circle, if you will. This 2 of Cups though, that's beautiful. That's giving that energy of really 2 cups of fulfilled emotion to a degree. You know, you're serving yourselves and you're able to say, this is my healthy cup of love that I want to bring to the table, so we can have those heart-to-heart conversations, or whatever it is that needs to be aired. You know, I'm hearing that somebody might have had a dream recently, a dream where there might have been a lot of intimacy or something like that. It's coming through for a reason. Someone's ignited, so their passion in them is being ignited, truly. This is where it's like that action is suddenly coming through after being in longing and yearning for so long. Something's happened for them to suddenly want to take action. Small actions, yes, but it is with the right intent. It feels like it's with the right intentions, truly, but I'm not sure whether they're there yet. Let's find out. Okay, Judgment. Let's get some confirmation on the Judgment card. The World. Whoa. King of Cups. Water sign energies as well. The World with the Judgment card. That's like serious soul evolution. Closing out a true chapter of healing. You know, I think someone's seeing their world very differently. They're seeing who they want in their world, what they want it to look like. Yes, it looks abundant, but it looks way more in their divine alignment because they're finally paying attention. So those synchronicities, that's coming for a reason, because someone's finally recognizing it. This is why they're finding their emotional balance. They want to be stable. I'm hearing something about they want to be reliable as well. No question of trust, you know. Loyalty is important here. I also feel like they want somewhere or something that's safe for their emotion as well, the Hierophant. Wow, it's high level. Someone's had to go through some real, I think, trials when it comes to their heart space to finally understand this. And not just being yearning, to finally become present and recognise, wait, it's in my hands to make the future what I need or see it to be. 8 of Cups. Yeah, that's, again, wow. That's the 8 of Cups with the Ace of Pentacles. You know something? For them to plant this new seed on that brand new fertile soil that we're talking about, they've had to be very careful with what they're moving away from, including the emotion that was still keeping them stuck in that past. Okay, the longing, the yearning, because those were really unhealthy, unbalanced emotions that couldn't be poured into those 2 of Cups that are going to come together. You know, that equal emotional balance. There were some murky waters is what I'm seeing. There were unaddressed emotions, you know, connected to people that needed to have the right conversations with. So there's clearly something here where I think someone's been doing what they need to do to get that emotional, maybe closure, release, fulfillment, whatever it is, of the past cycles, for them to finally come forward and say, look, this is my seed now. Let's plant this. Who knows? Let's plant this seed. I think about babies now, so maybe that, again, truly might have been in their dream as well, something about that. But, you know, they've got the emotions more in check, and it's almost like very strategically that they've done this. But this Ace of Swords here, they want to have, again, they really want to have the right conversations. So 9 of Wands. They've been going through powerful awakenings, transformation, truly, especially on an internal level. Okay. Ooh, okay. This is where the uncertainty comes in. This is everything that they need to find balance in, because there's been a lot of imbalance. And again, there might have been that conflict that wasn't addressed. They want to address it. They want to bring balance into this. Let's get another one just to confirm. I think they've been and ahhing about this for a while, you know. They've had a lot of the different things that I just mentioned that they've needed to speak on, but this is something they have not let go of. They themselves haven't let go of this. However, whatever, if this was conflict, then that needs to be cleared up and addressed. So whatever that conflict was, it needs to be cleared up and addressed, because they might still be stuck on, you know, the way that it was left. I don't think that you both had, you know, the closure that you both desired, truly, the conversation that you needed to clear the air to really understand each other's point of view. Four of wands at the bottom of the deck, alignment, 11. Okay, so I think, yeah, they've definitely not let this go. I think part of them in their heart, they've really wanted these conversations many times, but like I said, everything that they've been clearing up here is that to kind of take priority, because they can't come forward with those attachments and emotions and everything, you know. So 10 of Cups, let's see what this beautiful card is about. Oh, 10 of Swords, whoa. Talk about one cycle to another, we mentioned before as well, so 10s are important here. Gosh. Yeah, the Tower, oh my God. You know what, as well, 3 of Swords, Devil, my God. I think, I don't know if this is the person you're connected to, I don't know if you realise this, but whoever this is, they went through an absolute destruction after whatever happened here between both of you, because I just think that they might have thought this was my happily ever after, or maybe this can be, you know, and it turned into this Tower, destruction. That conflict, whatever it was not, it wasn't just a misalignment for them, it was truly pulling on all of the shadow within them. Their heart space was exposed. I'm talking about the grief and the heartbreak that was already existing in there suddenly became truly apparent to them. And I think that they chose to try and distract themselves and bury even deeper. Let's get another one, that Devil, you know. The King of Cups and then the Emperor. Oh my God. Maybe they truly did turn to addictions, and that's why they were, you know, at the very beginning, the initial message, left in that longing for so long. My God. They've truly been transforming that to space now. I'm just going to get another one just to confirm this. God, there's too many. Oh, there might have been someone else in the mix as well. And actually, I think that was part of the destruction even more so. It's kind of like they went to whatever this was and it just added to the destruction. Or maybe it was happening at the same time as, I don't know, but let's see. 6 of Cups and 5 of Pentacles. Gosh. This is someone who's, I can just feel it, the heart. My God, I can't even put it into words. It's the way it's been just, I felt like it's been ripped apart. Like I'm seeing wolves going in and tearing something apart, you know, just Ace of Wands. Wolves might be insignificant to somebody, okay? Beautiful sign, okay? Ace of Wands, yeah. See, this has been on their mind a lot. Maybe, you know, that night of intimacy that I mentioned, maybe that's really what it was that happened in the past. You know, they're still longing on King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Let's get another one for this beautiful King of Wands, 2 of Cups, Lovers. Okay, let's get another one. Yeah. They've thought about doing this again and again and again. Truly, this is like their fantasies have been in, like their imagination has been an overload. Again, the Hierophant, the 4 of Wands, and then the 9 of Cups. You know, this is high level commitment, majorly wanting to step up, and they've been thinking about it a lot. But this is where, I mean, they've been stuck in the passive motion and actually taking the action. But this, with that energy that was coming through before, this where they want to take that action. Okay, so let's get another one to confirm. It's a huge cycle that's closing out. Oh my God, Queen of Cups and Queen of Pentacles. You've got lots of kings and queens coming out here. Oh my gosh. Okay, I've heard that they're learning what healthy love is. They're learning what reciprocal love is. They're learning how to handle someone else's heart because they've finally been addressing their own emotions. They're actually learning what it means to be presented with the heart that they so desire. So clearly this was who they saw in the past when they saw the happily ever after. And they're understanding how actually that's the world they want to create. That's been one of their biggest awakenings. Oh my God. They've really not known unconditional love to begin with, but also I think that they've not had really healthy, maybe feminine energies around them when it comes to even the inner feminine of, you know, whoever's around them. That connection, that really healthy, balanced connection to the heart space, to emotion. Wow. Which means they're probably running a lot on maybe logic, or I think ego for them, because I think that they're not so logical more than they are driven by ego. Okay, so, wow. Water sign, air signs, feminines as well. They're understanding what a true, stable, nurturing, healthy feminine energy is. That's what happens when you go within too many cards. When you go within and you heal your own inner alignment, your yin and yang, you start to understand that better. You see outside of you better. Not just what society is trying to lead you to believe. You know, Page of Pentacles. Yeah, that's with the Ace of Pentacles. So not only is here's the seed that I want to plant and water, it's kind of like actually doing something about it, taking that seed and saying, okay, let's move forward now. The Ace of Cups is truly, of Cups there, is truly confirmation that they are honestly closing out these cycles. Their focus is truly this new stable beginning, new beginning ahead. This is so interesting because the initial message was about how it's to do with your path of purpose, but you've been distracted by the heart. Now, I actually think this is the person who you're connected to. You're the person who's was distracted in that heart space, but now this is a message of clarity about that person that you've been distracted by in your heart space, whilst you actually are more focusing on your path of purpose. Whoever this is for, you'll understand it, okay? So let me know. Okay, we'll get a couple more, then we'll move on to the other deck, just to confirm here. 9 of Wands, 2. Yeah. You know, I said they were stuck on this, and, you know, there's been conflict, there's been separation, you know, whatever it is. They just haven't had the clarity conversations I speak of. 3 of Pentacles, they want to do it together. They want to come together. They want to create a really, I'm hearing this really warm, safe, giving space where, you know, you can, 8 of Pentacles, they really want to work on this. They want to invest in this. They want to put in the effort. They do. They don't want to be in this conflicting space anymore, whoever this is. Coming through as a King of Wands energy. So like I said, courage, you know, leadership. Okay, so we'll get one more. I think also, Strength, 9 of Cups, for them to truly honour and hold such gratitude for whatever this was in the past and recognise it as truly their heart's fulfillment. Should it have been worked on properly? You can't just come together with misalignments and expect, you know, this is about you coming together and honouring each other's needs, wants, desires, boundaries, that kind of thing. It's not just, I went this way, it's going to be like this, you know, it's a two-way thing, right? That's what I mean. You know, it's not just magically what it needs to be. You need to be your alignment within yourself for it to come through and work out as it needs to, right? In divine alignment. I think that they had to go through some shocks of the heart that they were not expecting, truly. And it's to do with some kind of external party here. Okay, Strength card, 9 of Cups. They're finally seeing this. This is what they've had to get their strength from, their courage that I mentioned a few times now. They're understanding where their own demons were leading them, almost astray, you know. It's like they had the option of paradise and peace, but then they chose this. And the sad thing is, I don't think they were realised they were doing this to a degree. You know, I mean, I think they did, but I think it was such a familiar pattern, maybe familiar chaos, as I usually say, just those same destructive habits and ways. It's like they didn't want themselves to be tamed, but actually they were just operating in shadow. They're finally understanding this, and they're getting strength over that shadow, and they can have those, again, heart-to-heart conversations, okay? I'm going to get this deck to see what you need to be aware of for your connection. I just want to get some clarity. Okay, calling in your person, okay. They've been visualizing. Passion, this is what I mean. I said they've been visualizing, they've been thinking about a lot of things, if you know what I mean. Past life relationship. I'm getting the energy, especially the King of Wands men. They've been in that kind of passionate energy. They've been thinking about this past connection. Truly. They're led by desire, but unfortunately, that has not led them in the right way. Well, in the healthier ways in the past anyway. Chemistry, strong magnetic pull. You'll feel this too. Strong magnetic pull. Yep. Yeah, freeing themselves from everything that I mentioned. That's really misdirecting and misguiding their soul, to be honest. This is why they're learning how to call in the right energies, okay? Their person as well as in general, giving your relationship a chance, so working on your partnership together. Again, I feel like there's this energy of already kind of freeing yourself of what happened in the past, you know, which is going to come with being honest with each other and transparent, okay? Flirty energies, you deserve love. Extending your light-hearted energy. That's kind of got them in trouble in the past, what I'm getting. So, and that was because they didn't realise they were worthy of better. Yeah, codependency. Really So that was release your ex, and that's what I was talking about. You know, the external party. I think there's been some kind of attachment there that they've had to really clear through. Got this reconciliation card. They know that this can only come through once all of that is closed out and they've freed themselves from that, which they were just operating in because they didn't have faith in themselves and see themselves truly as their divine self. You know, we get another one just to confirm anything else for your connection. Yeah, new love cycle, very soon sticking out there. It's safe for you to love. Wow. It's interesting. You didn't have the heart talk. Oh, it was there just then. Heart talk. We'll get another one. See if it comes out. Heart to heart conversations. I wonder if it'll come out. I do feel like there's that on their mind though, that's for sure. Especially with this new love cycle that wants to come through. Ooh. Pay attention to the red flags and unrequited love. Wow. Whoa. I think there's a lot that needs to be cleared through before you know, I think there's this reconciliation is here for a reason. And I think that has more to do with you recognizing the cycles that you want to move towards versus what you need to free yourself of, what isn't actually a reciprocated energy when it comes to the heart space. Okay? And also recognizing when actually it's attachment needing you, including with those external parties, versus you know, that codependency energy versus actually that healed heart. Because clearly, I don't know, there's something here, it's a bit... That Two of Cups came through for a reason. Someone's fantasizing about this Two of Cups, you know, coming together in alignment versus all that pain and heartbreak and tower and dark energies of that external energy that they were going through, okay? Okay, so let's get some clarity. I feel called to do cards for the Divine Masculine, then we'll look at the Divine Feminine, and then we'll look at the connection. Okay, so Divine Masculine, walking boots, literally. Perfect timing. Okay, so got the clock and then the walking boots. Okay, so 9, 19 and 8 as well. So definitely things are happening in divine timing, but they've been receiving a lot of ascension and light codes. So that means that they did choose to walk away. This is someone who did the whole exit thing that we mentioned. They wanted to explore freedom and independence, right? But actually, I think they were listening to the wrong voices. But you know, like I said, that's their societal programming that they've had to break through from. But also this has helped them to recognize how they can pursue their own path as well. So more actually seeing who they truly are. I think they had a lot of self-discovery to do before they could even get to this point, really. And then also with that clock, I actually think that whether you realize it or not, everything's been taking place in absolute divine timing, because the way that they were not invested in their own heart space tells you how much they would not have been able to invest into a connection that was in their divine alignment. You know, the connection that came to awaken them up. Okay, Divine Masculine. Head of the pack. Yeah, they've been focusing on finances, truly. Okay, so they are someone who likes to, again, King of Wands. I do like to truly take that lead and win. They like to win. Number 15. Successful. They might be quite competitive. Maybe you remember this about them, okay? They have drive. They want to get it done. They want to lead. Yeah, their persistence, will to win, the motivated alpha male, finishing first, dominating. Maybe this is how they like to be perceived as well, or they want to be perceived in this connection, especially because I did mention all that in the earlier in this reading. Okay, so Divine Masculine. Yeah, they've been finding their internal balance. They have. That's why it's been taking time, and this is what I mean by they've been having ascension, like light cards coming through. You know, they're recognizing what truly is standing the test of time here. And it's the thing they're having let go of, the connection. You know, they're integrating different parts of them, you know, their past, present, and future. That's where they're having those awakenings again, like recognizing what needs to be cleared through, okay, number 5. And I think that's also to do with the traumas that were unaddressed, right, that we mentioned before. And the rejection and so on. Centered, meditate, integrating opposing forces, flow, feeling complete awareness, just right, quality, well-being. Wow. That's where that strength card has come through with all this 10 of Swords, 3 of Swords, tell you know. They're really learning how to integrate. Finding balance within. Okay. Ooh, doorbell. Number 10. Welcome, arrival. Alert, announce, someone's coming, engage, invite, transition, visit, opportunity knocks, return, connect, choices. They might have heard about pregnancy recently, but also there's something about that this feels like came out with the walking boots, so they walked away, but it's kind of like wanting to return as well, you know, going away on their journey and then coming back kind of energy. Obviously what they return to will be different because time is, you know, time has been passing by, right? So that's why it says transition. An opportunity. I think there's an opportunity for a high level commitment with them cuffing what was over and done with or felt like it. Well, part of it had to be, that cycle had to be for a reason, okay? Divine Masculine. One also fell to the floor earlier. So we've got light bulb and blueprints. Okay, number 26, light bulb, aha moment, discovery, breakthrough, reveal, realize, enlightenment, epiphany, illumination, invention, intellect. I think this is where they've been getting ahead of the pack in their life. They want to create firm foundations where before they weren't ready. Careful planning, visionary, number 14. Building, firm foundations, ideas, thoughts becoming things, instruction, destiny, roadmap, starting point. Remember, Ace of Pentacles, planting the seed. Ship, they could be travelling, they could be well travelled, they might be overseas right now, 3 and 10. Going places, adventure, vehicle, vacation, trip, enterprise, movement, with the wind, swift travel, overseas. God, they do like to journey, don't they? Like to adventure. Maybe this has been how they've been learning about themselves more, you know, spending that time with themselves as well. Okay, then you've got this box. This is that self, 14 again, 9. Self-interest, stealth, deceit, trap, redhead, sharp, sleight of hand, something's off, wrong, cunning, sly, crafty. I think maybe they're planning in a very stealth way, you know, no one really knows what they're up to behind the scenes. I'm going to get another one just to confirm that box energy, because I'm a bit... see, that's that church, that's that... Remember I was talking about the societal programming? They've really had to break through. Okay, this has been a big part of their plan. Divine Masculine Treaty. Finding their North Star. Man, North Star, church. This is everything they've had to break through. They're finally saying, no, I'm breaking through from that, finding my own independence and finding my own true path. Man, masculine energy. Number 3, North Star, inner guidance, direction, core values, guiding light, inner knowing, true path, clarity, hope, certainty, confidence, and protection. Wow. Okay, interesting. Let's see. Divine Feminine. That's why maybe the other people are seeing them as being selfish now, but actually they just found their own path. After a long time of feeling out of balance, they've been having true epiphanies and awakenings. Dominoes, strategic planning. Divine Feminine, number 13. Precise, gaining momentum, set in motion, cause and effect, progress. Execution, chain reaction, line up, butterfly effect. So Divine Feminine's focused on creating something here. Let's find out. Divine Feminine. She's working on something right now. I'm hearing like she's investing. Okay, so garden, community. Maybe it's to do with audience. Maybe it's to do with an event that she's planning or something. 20 and 8. Public venue, society, crowds, audience, party, meeting, event, a date, community, outdoors, playing the field. I also got the message here that she might be actually expecting in some degree, maybe she's pushed it to the back of her mind a bit, but expecting, you know, this invitation from this masculine energy, you know, to have that meeting. Maybe she thinks that there's going to be some planning here to take place by that masculine energy. Yeah, teacup, bottling one's emotions, you know, keeping it inside, 35. This is also about social connection, but also at the same time you time, so having that balance between those. Maybe she's finding that. Hospitality, reflection, comfort. She might work in hospitality or something. Or she could be a beautiful hostess, you know, that Queen of Pentacles wanted to come through, really nurturing, you know, comfort, calming, culture, tradition, warmth, ritual. She might be actually creating quite a beautiful community around her, you know, whether it's family or just generally as well. Okay, Divine Feminine. Stars. Wishes do come true, number 16 and 6, okay? Peace, miracle, dreams, feeling blessed, hopeful. I feel like she's hopeful. Falling in love, nighttime, inspiration, providence. Wow. So sparkly. Maybe this is like her aura, is how her aura presents. So she's got a beautiful audience or something, and the right people around her. Stars. Mesmerizing. Divine Feminine. So big thing for the divine feminine energy that's coming through here is this beautiful emotional and logical balance. So like head and heart, right? She's finding that emotional intelligence, okay, and allowing herself to make decisions from a more holistic and integrated space. But this is also come out with a red flag, so it's kind of like being mindful. Remember, before you react to anything, you get the information that you need so you can truly allow yourself to understand from a holistic perspective, right? Even if you do see, maybe you see red flags in the external situation. Number 31, compassionate wisdom. Don't forget that Queen of Cups, right? Authentic decision making, mindfulness, wholeness, really important, right? So be prepared. Proceed with caution, right? But that doesn't mean, if you feel like something's off, then honor that. Honor yourself, find out what you need to know. No forcing, no pushing, just being in your wholeness, healthy boundaries, remember. If you still feel like there's external energies, don't forget that release your ex came through for a reason, and that did come through over there as well with those external parties I was mentioning. Then be honest. Be honest with yourself. What do you want? What do you truly deserve? Do you know what I mean? Healthy boundaries. Let someone go through their what they need to go through as well. Honestly, best thing you can do is let them do that. Communication. Number 12. So this is about communication, uniting, connecting, integrating, again, sharing, collaboration, harmony, compromise, overcoming barriers. Healthy communication versus triggered communication. Magnet, that's that longing and yearning that kept coming through. Okay, that desire. Okay, let's find out. Another one for the divine feminine energy. Some clarity, especially with that. Oh, it's too many. Interesting. So divine masculine had the other stones, and she's got this one. So he had balance. She's got these beautiful stepping stones. 17. The process of arrival. Where do you think she's focused on something right now? And bringing her wishes, like her dreams, into a reality. That energy, which is kind of a reflecting thing you're doing, actually mirroring. Step by step, you're finding your way out. You're finding how to. You're keeping on going. Baby steps, progress, spiritual growth. We'll get just one more for the divine feminine. 2 more then. Race car and the stork. It says pressure's on, so maybe she truly does have some kind of event coming up that she needs to really get going with. 32. Urgent, do it now, action, bold, speed, goal-oriented, breaking limits, living fast, taking risks, determination. I think for her it's really important to find that balance internally. Her head, her heart, the yin and yang, so important for her. 17. Queen of Hearts, stork, transformation, change, renew, restless, active, arrive, depart, moving, renovating, pregnancy, birth, slender, tall. Another thing about pregnancy, that's important. Glass heart, handle with care, fragile. Your connection. What do you need to know about your connection? Whoa, it's a major force, that's for sure. And I think there has been a major force in the past. So this is why it's like, be mindful how you proceed. Doing things differently, not just the familiar patterns and templates of who you were and what you chose to do, okay? Connection, moving forwards, mortar and pestle, tracks, okay? So you're moving forward, you're in progress, but it's about alchemizing whatever happened. Third person, there might have been someone, again, this is alchemy, making something different, breaking things down, the past, to make something different, moving forwards. You're going in the right direction. There's something sudden happening here, gaining momentum here, truly. But like I said, this is about the one-way direction now. It's not about going backwards anymore. Holistic health could be important to someone. Brewing, blending, concoction. Torch, dark to light, the revelation that needs to come through. Number 4, courage, fully engaged, forging ahead, standing up for your truth. Bold, passion, justice, freedom, revolution, courage, dark to light. This is where there's the energy of the red flag that was coming through. It's kind of like honor the energy exchange. So it's not forced, or it's not overpowering. It's actually in your internal balance, your internal alchemy. Okay. Connection, moving forwards as well. Third person, someone else's influence. Woo, way too many cards. That's really interesting how that just happened. Right, okay, third person. Maybe this is something that needs to be cleared up. Okay, something was in the way here. Third person, what else do you need to know about your connection? Yeah. Island, this is what caused your separation. Or it helped this separation to just happen, because I think, like I said, somebody in the past, they're realizing that actually their happily ever after was there, but they decided to move in this direction, right? However, that was their karmic cycle. They had to. There was a lot of learning and clearing they needed to do, was, you know, and then you had your own as well. Gears, this is about progress. Seamless, smooth, 34. Innovation, working together. They've learned how to be, you both have learned how to work together, communicate healthily. Progress, function, efficiency, precise, perfect timing. Again, this is synchronicity, so for a reason, you're being guided to where you're being guided, okay? Snake. Ugh. Connection, lighthouse. You're going to be, some things are going to be revealed to you, truly. To remove all the stuckness, you know, the bear. So CEO, boss, coach, judge, finance, benefits, wealth, mama bear, protective, strong, large, muscular, rich, affluence. Harry, you got the lighthouse here as well. Number 7, your inner guidance system. That's what's going to be important for you. That's your safe passage. Illumination, the right direction. Again, tracks you on the right track, right? Secure, plotting a course, gaining clarity, navigating these obstacles. The snake, that's the obstacles. There's been deception, jealousy. I don't think you realise. Number 7, betrayal, backstabbing, toxic, silent treatment, seduction, sexuality, counterproductive. That's, I think, what they've been dealing with, the external parties, you know, as well. Yeah, we read that one. Connection. You're going to find out, and I don't think you're going to, I don't think you know fully what's been happening, truly. Mask, yes, because it's been hidden. My God, number 14 again, coming out like 3 times now. Obstacles, this is someone who, they've had so many obstacles to this diamond ring energy, that next level, that they've been operating in masks, falsity. They've been in disguise for a reason. Whatever they've been presenting us on the outside, it's not been what's been happening with, they've been 21 and 8. They've been having a lot of obstacles beneath the surface. They might have presented to you as cold, indifferent, stubborn. Maybe they did the whole block thing, very proud, you know. They've been operating in solitude for a while, okay? Let's see, get some additional messages. Divine Masculine. Messages about for the Divine Masculine. Gemini, look, this is truly what's on their mind. The second time the lovers has come out now. Gemini energy, alignment, love, openness, warmth. Well, they didn't say warmth, but partnerships. Again, they want to make that decision from the heart. This is on their mind. I mean, it might have been on their mind since Gemini season, even more so than before. That was a King of Fire then as well. We've got the King of Swords, King of Wands on the table, so we'll see if it comes out. Okay, masculine energy. Virgo here, the Hermit. Okay, the element of water, so that could be important as well. Intuitive, compassionate, emotional. They're finding this. Remember I said they're finally finding that healthy feminine energy within. This is what they're finally understanding, emotional wisdom themselves, okay? Things are fluid. Things are fluid, because I don't think they know, you know, what's what. Virgo, the Hermit. So they've been in solitude again, enlightenment, soul searching. Leo, strength. They've been gathering that courage that we mentioned. Let's get some confirmation for the Divine Masculine and the Lover's card. Confirmation. Okay, so Queen of Air. So Aquarius energy could be important within 2 to 4 weeks. Get another one to clarify what that is. Within 2 to 4 weeks. Maybe this is when they're going to feel more confident and open to access that openness of their heart space, you know. Clarity for the Divine Masculine. Virgo energy again. My God, that's big. Autumn time. So that really is within 2 to 4 weeks. Wow. Princess of Earth. Okay. This is where they're finally deciding to make that decision. To follow their heart. That's what's happening. Within them anyway. That's why things look fluid right now, but they're going to be following their heart. Especially within the next 2 to 4 weeks. During autumn time till it's too many. That's when they're going to say, yeah, I'm following my heart, I'm doing it. Things are fluid right now, 50-50. Let's see what clarity we can get for that. Oh, Libra, again, confirmation, Libra, justice. I think they're dealing with whatever that external party is. There's something going on there. Something still that needs to be closed. That could be legal matters. Truth, integrity, they're learning this. Truth, integrity, fair, balance. They want to proceed moving forwards in those, remember those core values that was coming through? They want to proceed in that energy, moving forwards, truly. The integrity that, you know, because they've seen what's happened in the past, but that hasn't happened, so that's why things feel fluid, because they're still closing out what that needs, whatever that is, okay? Like, was just going to say, like I said, they do want to talk about it, and then this card came out, and this is about communication, so air sign energies as well, okay? So it's a developing. That's what's happening. They're finally, as they're finding this balance, especially within them, and they're really understanding the karmic elements of whatever they've been going through, they're going to get ready to communicate. I think right now it's in their head. They're thinking about the conversations that they could have. Okay. Let's get some more Divine Masculine. Virgo, Hermit. The Hermit card. Prince of Fire. Again, autumn time, within 14 to 30 days. This is their true, you know, that epiphany that was coming through, the light bulb and the torch as well. Within the next month, my God. Especially, yeah, within the next 30 days. And that's, oh my God, confirmation, solar flash, ascension. This is exactly what they're experiencing. Again, another confirmation was coming through before. Next 30 days, they're going to have some kind of God knows what, but it's going to completely unstick them from that past energy, the yearning and whatever. Ascension, up-leveling, imminent shift, dimensional shift. Wow, truly, this is why they need to be in solitude. They need to experience this. Okay, Divine Feminine. Cards for the Divine Feminine. Because that was an interesting call for her, actually, with those cards. So, Divine Feminine. It's clear that there's some things that you're both needing to clear through here individually. So, okay, so Capricorn energies in wintertime. That could be important, wintertime. Divine Feminine, cards for Divine Feminine. Mercury energy is big here. You've got Gemini and the Virgo on the table. So cardinal energy, so leader, ideas. I told you she's working on something. She truly is. It's her time to begin this. By wintertime, she's going to have truly begun whatever this is that's coming through here. Birthing it. Again, birth keeps coming through for her. It says time to get going. So maybe that's on her mind. Maybe, you know, she just want to have, she's thinking about that right now. That's where that Capricorn energy's come through. That's like ruled by Saturn. Saturn's like the daddy of like the planets, well, to me, anyway. Okay, so let's see. Divine Feminine. Yeah, again, autumn time, that's a big yes. Culmination, moving on, abundance. Next full moon could be super important for her to focus, move forward. Expansion, abundance, okay. Divine Feminine. Oh, the Emperor, okay. So, wintertime again. Pisces energy could be important. We've got the Emperor, so this is her stepping into that masculine energy as well. Maybe this was on her mind. Come out with that, you know, with this energy. So, strong leader. She could have, maybe she's got a decision to make, you know. Wintertime's going to be really important for whatever this is a masculine, divine masculine energy in her life. Truly. Right, let's get confirmation for, oh, it's too many cards. 7 days, something's happening. Right. Cardinal signs, beginnings. Ah. The Devil. This could be her own stuff. That red flag was coming through for the Divine Feminine for a reason. Okay, so addictions, restrictions, materialism, shadow self. So whatever it is that she's working on that she wants to really bring into fruition, you know, that wish coming true. She's really having to work with her shadow self right now to get things going. Wow. What's stopping her? What's preventing her? What are her own red flags, if you want to use that term? Okay, confirmation for the Divine Feminine. You're both having an awakening in your own ways, you know. Ah, there he is, Prince of Fire. Within the next 7 days, something's coming. And there she is again, the Queen of Fire, King and Queen of Fire. 7 to 14 days. Something's coming up to her table in the next 7 days, and she needs to make sure that it's not her shadows that are addressing it, responding to it, which is why that was coming through before, to check herself. Not a triggered response, and holistic, emotional intelligence. Remember, heuristic response. Okay, Divine Feminine. That means it's going to be very difficult for her. She's going to need to take the lead with whatever this is moving forwards within the next 7 days. As in, take the lead with her own self, her own shadows. So really drawing on everything she's been healing through. There's too many cards. Is there anything else for the Divine Feminine? Maybe there's not. Okay, let's get some more for the, just some last few cards for the connection. Final few. Okay, so Tower, yeah, sudden change, upheaval. Let things be. Again, wintertime's big. Let things be. Whatever this action is, whatever this upheaval feels like a complete change that's coming through, detach, silence, allow yourself to just receive. Okay, let things be. Don't say too much. Don't react. Be very mindful that you're staying detached, not codependent, because clearly someone is working through, healing through some kind of external parties here, okay? Leo energy, so the strength card, so that courage, the confidence, wisdom, power. Okay, your connection moving forwards, again, Queen of Fire. Leo energy again, so the next 7 to 14 days is going to be important. Summertime could have been important. I did mention before, this has been coming through. Your connection moving forwards. This is where I think there might be a complete change, and it might be unexpected to you, but don't react. Check yourself, what's happening internally within you, because whatever's happening is happening for a reason that you cannot see, especially with everything here where someone is freeing themselves of whatever these ways are, okay? That's where that reconciliation card can only come through, you know? And maybe they do come through with that, like, flirty energy, and you're just, and maybe it triggers you, but you're gonna have to, this is where you have to check yourself, holistic, I just keep hearing that. Stay grounded, emotional wisdom, okay? Libra, again, autumn time energies within 1 to 2 weeks. This is just confirmation. One more for your connection moving forward. I think it's going to be a bit of a test for you, so you can then move forward. How are you going to handle this? Yeah, literally, Saturn, the world. Capricorn again, duty, cycles, accomplishments, structure, time. You're both going to really show each other the opportunity to close out something, to close out a cycle, so you don't keep moving forwards in that way, okay? Divine masculine, card, animal, ready to take that leap of faith, grasshopper. 5, they might, this is another thing, they might present in a way they just want to forget about the past, don't want to actually address it and say, let's clear this up, this is what happened, this is why, blah, blah, blah. They just want to like move forwards, don't worry, it's gone, you know, so what, moving on. Okay, but there is this energy of prosperity for them. So they're going in the right direction. They're quite easygoing maybe as well. Birth of a son, luck is on their side. Beautiful. Okay, divine feminine. Animal, the divine feminine. Squirrel. Oh my gosh. 18, this is about misunderstandings. Prepared for anything. Miscommunication. God, that's a really big deal for this divine feminine. You need to not get triggered by that. You need to hold space. How are you communicating? Work with your throat chakra. Be honest with yourself and who you need to be, but you don't need to be reactive. You know, if they're doing their thing in their way, they have their ways too. Hold space for that. And if it's out of alignment with you, then just be honest. You know, you have to create space for each other, especially if you want alignment. Clearly, this is someone, the masculine energy wants this alignment, that's for sure. It's feminine energy is coming out as really needing to check her shadows, truly. Energetic, secretive, frugal, savings, hoarding, scolding, giving lip service. You don't want to be giving lip service. Maybe that's what happened in the past. Connection. I think this is someone who wants to come through with the heart to heart, but because they cannot deliver to you exactly what you want, you might feel triggered. They're still healing and clearing through some stuff, okay? It's part of their journey. This is giving you time to really align with yourself more as well, truly. But again, it's up to you. I'm never here to tell you what to do. Do what you want. Connection. Okay, so the raccoon, number 15. Curious, there'll be a lot of questions that you both want to ask, to be honest. Maybe you're both entrepreneurs. There's a creative element here. Maybe you'd be doing that together if you allow yourself the time. Resourceful. Then maybe there has been some mischief in the past, you know. But you want to adapt this connection. You want to solve any problems, truly, both of you. That's the potential that your connection has, you know. So it's pretty clear here. I've just pulled some cards for moving forwards. You're going to have to be mindful that you're not letting pride get in the way, especially divine feminine. I'll be honest, that's what's coming through for this. You know, nothing's going to come of the situation if you allow that part of you, that triggered side of you, to rule. Right? This is a win-win outcome. A new romantic cycle begins. Big Libra energies, current season, okay? Luck is on your side. That's very much a divine masculine that wants to move forward. They truly want to do this, right? But, and again, energy is gaining momentum, but how are you willing to receive them? You're going to have to check yourself. Are you going to be ready in your dominant energies, that divine masculine that actually is their role? They need that space to be, you know, to lead and take that lead. Do you know what I mean? I think you're going to need to really, that doesn't mean don't hold healthy boundaries and, you know, stand up for you and your truth, but also recognize when is it the shadowy elements of yourself, your own red flags that are coming through, okay? So that's a message that's coming through. It's coming through for a reason. And like I said at the beginning, it's coming through, and whoever needs to save this video to listen to it when they're ready to listen to it, that might be a good idea, okay? Because the reading itself might be triggering, okay? But this is what's ahead if you give it a chance, okay? New romantic cycle, win-win outcome, okay? You've got this. Sending love.